episode 45 is Shooting the Shit People on the radio, because YouTube's going now. So, welcome episode 45 of Shooting the Shit People. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost count. we've got the usual shitlords.
Dumbass.
We've got the
complicated math.
We've got the
Six
usual
dumbass.
shitlords.
6 right this second, and 7 when Lisa gets here.
Right, Lisa's coming. Johnny Fox is obviously here. You heard him. Who you know, Mega Mike's here, and we have 3 guests at the moment. Who are, I don't know, but they can say their names. They'll introduce themselves. So, on you go, whoever's first, go.
I guess I'll go. So I'm Rekov Online, Matt Materi in real life. I'm one of the organizers of Gamergate Portland. Yeah.
Yep, who's next?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hell.
And Lucky, you can go next.
Here's what we're gonna hang out. I guess next, if that's okay with you guys.
Kind of chopping in and out, dear.
Jeez.
Oh dear.
I like my headset mic. I'll try my laptop mic, even though it sounds more shitty.
Well, actually, you're fine now.
Oh, really? Okay, let me plug that back in. Technical difficulties.
Oh. No, now it's gone again. Super.
Oh, probably because I took. Is this good?
That is good.
All right.
Hear an echo from somewhere.
It's from Miku, I think.
Okay.
Oh, echo?
Echo.
Okay. Well, my headset mic is chopping in and out right now, but I have an extra one here, so I'll try to
Whatever one
get
you
that
working.
Right now, the one that isn't chopping out is my laptop mic. So, yeah. There would definitely be an echo on that. Sorry, I wanted to avoid this.
It's okay. Remember, everyone, the subtitle of the show is Technical Difficulties. That's what we do.
Haha.
Yeah, all the time. Every single week, there's something.
Literally every week. It's usually Mournblade's fault, let's be fair, but there is still something every week.
Is this better? Is this working?
We can hear you,
Okay,
That'll do.
good.
and there's no echo, so yes.
Yeah,
no,
booyah! Finally got this working. Sorry about that.
So yeah, if you want to introduce yourself, that would be good.
Oh, I'm Lucky Miko 64 on both YouTube and DeviantArt. I mainly do voice acting, and I voice act Vivian James in a Gamergate Life dub, and that's about it.
Well, don't sell yourself short.
I done like some other things like Ask the Sonic fandom, but that's I also did a Guild of Mars demo reel and stuff. Like, yeah, I have like a YouTube, DeviantArt, Twitter, all that junk, all under the same screen name, Lucky Miku 64. So you'll find me somewhere. That's about it.
Okay, cool. The next person is... I don't know.
We've got the lady in the hood.
Yes.
Oh, hi, how's it going? Sorry I'm running a little late.
And we have Lisa.
Yeah, who's decided to bring the terrible equipment with her this time. It's good. I enjoy that.
Sorry, I still need to get a better mic.
You know what?
I know how you feel.
No, mine, okay, I was gonna get a, Blue, not the Snowball from Blue, but the Yeti, and my boyfriend told me for so long, no, don't do that, get this type of mic that you use when you're doing a live rock concert.
No, what you do is you get a condenser mic,
I was going to. He's like, oh, you don't need a USB
No.
mic for voice acting. I'm like, shut up.
Yes,
Ty.
you do. Yeah, look, either do it properly and get a proper XLR condenser microphone, right?
Mhm.
Or get the USB versions of the same. You get both versions, right? You get USB versions of them, and you get XLR versions. The XLR versions need power, so you need to also buy a power box, and then an XLR to. Oh, it's complicated.
Voice
It took
acting
me a
is
while to set up.
expensive. Let's sum it up like that.
Yeah.
If you get a USB one and you're just going to use it for the computer, that's fine. If you're going to use it for other stuff, like in a studio or whatever, you want to do it properly, then get the XLR version instead of just the USB version one. That's
What
it.
I
it's just gonna be
personally
my PC,
did
so.
is I started out with my headphone mics, and the only reason the audio sounds so smooth is because they go through a lot of editing. But like I basically started out with my headset, and then I'm like, okay, yes, I want to continue doing voice acting, and now currently I'm saving up for better equipment. So
Yeah. I used to have a blue snowball, but I mean that thing is like that thing. I had that thing for a while, and it just stopped working after a few.
Yeah, well, that's why you're better with the.
Well, yeah, well, I
more
mean, it wasn't
expensive.
bad for $60.
No, but you can get a proper, decent XLR one for about that too. And that's like a proper studio. And that way you can actually get the ones studios actually use. And when you want to upgrade, it's the same connection.
Yeah.
Instead of having to be. Although, now that podcasts are becoming popular, proper studio USB mic connections are becoming popular as well. So they usually make both versions instead of just the XLR version. They use both now. So. Yeah, because I've been looking them up myself. Basically, one of the best ones are supposed to be. I think it's Ars Technica 2020.
Yeah, I was looking at one of those.
That comes in USB and XLR. Yeah, and then you've got other ones from there too. But since I've got the XLR stuff all set up now, I can just look at proper ones. And plus, since I do some DJing and stuff, I need the XLR stuff anyway, because it's the same connection all that uses too, so it was better for me to go down that road.
Yeah.
Plus, it
I
looks
mean,
better than a cardboard box.
that's
Yeah.
some sound advice right there. I feel like I should write that down. Or
Yeah, I know,
just,
right?
watch this when it's out there, but
Same. No, I mean, my main issue with the whole thing is that because of all the stuff that they kept telling me I needed to get, I spent about $250 on equipment that I can't even use with my computer, and I'm super mad about that.
Yep.
Aw, dude, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, Ty, I could have just spent like 120, gotten the Yeti, and then I could have bought us a very nice dinner.
The Yeti one.
Instead, you're
isn't
getting
actually that
ramen.
great either.
No, I saw that, and then I looked at him and go, "You're getting ramen for dinner tonight." And I went and made him a bowl of ramen.
Well, I've just found one, right? So I've been looking up mics because I'm looking for one myself, and there's like, well, it's in proper money, so it's 40, it's like 50 quid, and it's
That's
an
not
XLR
that's
one.
not that much, to be fair.
No, but the one up from it is the one I want, which is 70 quid or 80 quid.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's 80 quid. But that's I don't know if you convert that to dollars, I don't know how much that is.
I think it's
100 or
about
so, maybe?
$80 to
Especially
$100.
Canadian
somewhere around there.
dollars, because Canadian dollars are in the shits right now.
Oh wow!
I refuse to
I'm sorry.
convert
Our
anything
dollars
to
might as well
American
be pennies. Like-
It's the US dollar is it'd be 75.
Yeah, it's losing value pretty quickly. I hate to admit.
Yeah.
Well,
it
we can
sucks.
all feel good that we don't have it as bad as the Icelandic kroner. I was over there
Oh,
a
jeez.
couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and
Okay, now,
Great for them.
a
you
small
know your
coffee
economy is
is.
going to shit. When
Oh
someone
no,
writes,
they're
Huh?
done. I mean, no, their economy's down the tubes. They were so dependent on Russia for their trade, and now with the embargo, they can't do anything.
yeah, well, I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard of I'm sure most of you, but Hitalia, or Hitalia, however the fuck you pronounce it.
Oh yeah, I love Italia.
Yeah. Okay, then you might know of the infamous fanfic that basically has America getting gang raped by several other countries because of the economic depression.
That was definitely a thing.
Yeah, that was the thing. As much as I hate to admit it, I like all the revenge stories, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I can't remember what exactly it was called, but
Every fandom has that weird, messed up thing.
yeah.
Like Gravity Falls has Dipper Goes to Taco Bell. MLP has Cupcakes.
Oh,
Sure,
no, there's worse than cupcakes out there now.
that is true. Sweet Apple Massacre, I think, is
Oh
probably the worst.
God! I get to the fourth paragraph and I'm legit puking in my mouth. I'm like, Big Mac would never do that.
Oh.
Oh no! Someone actually quantified
has
130
to, like-
days of salt. No, someone took 130 days of Sodom from the Marquis de Sade and quantified it, and made one of the guys blue blood. And I'm like, I see that, and I go, nope. Before I even know anything about it, I go, no, not reading. Want nothing to do with it. And I've been trying to forget for the past 6 months that the thing even exists.
That reminds me of this whole situation where some not really considerate person made a creepypasta of the Slender stabbing through Slender Man's perspective.
Oh
and it was
my god,
quickly-
I heard about that. That pissed me off to no end, man. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck. Okay, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I think it was last year. These two crazy 12-year-olds thought that Slenderman was real and that they wanted to be, princesses in his castle in the woods. And I'm not making this up, by the way. This shit actually happened.
No,
and so they
yeah.
tried to kill one of their classmates. It's a damn fucking miracle that girl survived.
Yeah, she definitely is strong, and I fully support her recovery. And
Absolutely. I think the way that the creepypasta community as a whole on YouTube responded to her was great. There was a 24-hour fundraiser for her family.
yeah, that's one of the rare occasions where I consider myself proud to be a part of the fandom.
Yeah.
Most of the other times, it's just crazy.
You know someone's trying to make a Jeff the Killer movie now, right?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like, why did you have to use my favorite band's music in that? No, you're not allowed to do that. That is not okay.
It was
At least as
specifically
far
to
as
upset
I
you.
know, it's indie, like the Marble Hornets movie, so we won't have Shia LaBeouf as Jeff the Killer, at least.
Oh, thank God for that. Though, actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf is one of the funniest songs I think I've ever heard. And the
Jesus
video
Christ.
just imagine.
I just wondered the budget of the music video. Like, oh my god.
Holy, I
feel like
No, I had
a Broadway show.
Oh God! Credit where it's due. At least he was there. At least he was there to make fun of himself at the end. I thought that was really cool of him.
Yeah.
I went to university with the woman who was playing the harp in that video.
That's
Oh, wow.
awesome.
That is awesome.
I mean, that doesn't really mean much, but she's a really cool person, and I'm really glad to see her doing well and playing with the Philharmonic there.
That was pretty cool. Oh, the young boy whispering quiet. I lose it every single time he gets to that. I just start laughing. I'm like, I gotta wonder how the heck what did they tell his mom to get her to agree to let him do this? I'm like, okay, I'm trying to imagine that conversation. Okay, we're doing a song about Shia LaBeouf being a cannibal. Can I borrow your son for the video? You what?
That thing I wonder about, like, child actors in horror movies. I'm like, how do their parents feel about this? Like, for example, Andy in Child's Play. I'm like, what is
Oh,
the parents thinking?
I know
They
that
just saw
from
that
the
fat
Shining.
paycheck and said, I don't care, go on. Have fun.
Not all parents are idiots like that, though. I mean, like, okay, with The Shining, that boy had no idea that it was a horror film until years later. Stanley Kubrick did everything in his power to make sure that the kid did not know he was in a horror film.
Mm-hmm.
Which I salute greatly.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could make the argument that we're being too careful with children these days. I mean, if you
Have
think
you
about
seen the reaction? Yeah, SCWs are pretty much the reaction to that. You need to find that. I think you need to find that balance between beating the crap out of them and letting them run and do whatever they want.
It's not just that. I mean, you need to let them experience life and learn from their mistakes, and basically learn how to take care of themselves. And you see this in different. I mean, playgrounds are now these sort of plastic padded like.
It's like a padded room in a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That really does sadden me, because it's like every day I see a new thing. It's like kids can't make gun things with their hands. Kids can't do this.
God.
Kids can't do that.
The kid who got suspended for taking a freaking Pop-Tart and biting it into the shape of a gun. Holy crap! I saw that, and I'm just like, I'm not even joking. That legit fucking happened like 2 years ago.
He ate a Pop-Tart vaguely into the shape of a gun. And this stuff happens in the UK too, so it's not just the states being as stupid as they usually are. It's hard to say who the blame is really on, right? Because in order for a situation like this to happen, it's basically everyone is terrified at every level. The teachers are thinking, if I don't report this and something does happen, then I'll be in trouble. The police officers are like, if I don't do something about this and something does happen, then I'll... So everyone is just terrified that their own ass is on the line, and that sort of mutual fear of responsibility ends up leading to the most innocent people involved getting the worst end of the stick.
Well, I mean, I think a big issue is that, okay, the whole thing with the self-esteem movement is what I've heard it called. Yes, you should definitely, praise your child if they do something right. Yeah, try to teach them right from wrong and praise them when they do something right, absolutely. But if they do something wrong, don't just sweep it under the rug. Don't just go, well, you'll grow out of it. No, you sit them down and you tell them, look, you did this. This is not right, and here's why it's not right. You could have hurt that person or whatever. Sit them. I mean, it's sad that the first season of fucking Sesame Street now has to have a label on it saying if you're under 17, you might not like this. It's like, did the first season, I mean, it's like the first season of Sesame Street freaking became R-rated. What the fuck kind of world are we living in?
Taco Bell will be all restaurants. Nobody will have toilet paper. You must use 3 seashells, and if you cuss, you get 1 credit fine for it.
Oh my god.
We've got all this
That
bullshit,
movie
right?
has aged so well.
I know. Holy crap.
One of my favorite movies ever, and I keep telling everybody in GG, go watch it. That's what we're leading
absolutely.
to if you don't start moving.
If for nothing else, you watch it for the fact that Sandra Bullock is in those ridiculously tight yoga pants.
Yeah.
that too.
Oh, jeez.
I went there. I don't care. Right?
No, the quote-unquote sex scene with the 3D and everything, and I'm sitting there watching this going, you know what? No, if this
fluid transfer?
No, if this is gonna be sex in 10 years, fuck it, I'm leaving. I don't want to be part of this anymore.
See, this is fair. I mean, the thing I don't get, right, they've got all this think of the kids bullshit from Anti-Gamergate and such, and that's all well and good, but, you kind of like, oh, think of the kids, they play games, they do this, do that. It's like, okay, yeah, well, think of the kids until, you want them to suck a tranny's dick.
But
Then
the
it's
problem
fine.
is that, I mean, in general, I think everyone here agrees that we want the best for children. I think it's a problem of method. So there's actually a study that was done on 4 schools in New Zealand where they found that if they reduced the rules and supervision that children were placed under during recess, it basically made all playground bullying go away.
Yeah.
And basically, what the study found is that the source of all of these problems stems from misguided attempts to correct them. And basically overprotecting our children, they don't know how to take care of themselves, and they never learn how to interact socially without parental supervision, basically.
Right. And I
There's
mean,
always those people that want to do something just because you tell them not to.
yeah, no, those kids basically right there. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous to me because like I was saying a minute ago, yeah, definitely I can understand the origins of the kind of self-esteem movement, and I do think their heart was in the right place. We just took it way too far, and it's to the point where these kids grow up and they expect the world to cater to them, and they're surprised that the world doesn't cater to them. It tells the kid to go fuck himself and grow the hell up.
Yep.
It's hard to do. It's like I always kind of see school as a balancing act of like where they want people to be protected, but at the same time they want them to be ready for the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of one big balancing act that's kind of hard to get. Kind of like children's education games where you gotta trick kids into learning.
The thing is, though, the job of making the kids ready for the real world is not on the school, ever. It's on the parents.
And it should be.
Well,
School's
that
you're
is
responsible
true.
for getting your kids ready for real life. That's
So
your
what-
job.
Yeah,
That's
what
one of
the
the-
school's job is for education, right? To teach them shit.
Well, see, that's actually an interesting problem because they did this thing where they, I think this was at Harvard, where they asked all of the professors to say, to you, what is the mission, what is the purpose of a university? And the answers you get were weird. I mean, it's like the purpose of a university is to help our students find a self and understand their soul. Like, no, it's not.
No.
So even
No, it's not. It's
professors
to
and-
teach them.
yeah, well, it's to
Holy
teach
fuck.
them to know something of history, maybe to know something about the processes upon which the world functions. But I think most importantly, to be able to teach someone to distinguish between truth and falsehood, to distinguish between what can be verified and what can't.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the whole
Until
reason you
now,
go to
I mean.
university is to learn, right? Like whatever subject it is, science, maths, fucking English, fucking anything, whatever subject it is, that teacher should just be teaching that subject and nothing else, because that's the whole point, right? Otherwise, what's the point in going to 10 different classes?
I mean, I don't know that I necessarily. I mean, I think basically you're right, but I think the overall purpose should be to teach people how to learn, in a sense, because a lot of what we learn in school we're going to forget. But
is
if
true.
the school's successful, it should give us the tools to then go out and learn that again when we need it.
Yeah, but at the same
Yeah.
time, everyone learns differently. Like with Ty, he just needs to, hear the whole thing, maybe see a couple of pictures of how something's done, and he's got it. Me, I have to do that while putting the thing together at the same time for me to learn it. So
Yeah, but that's the teacher's job. I would
Yes
say
and
that's
no.
a teacher's job to find out what student learns which way, and then sort of teach them that way, right? That's what.
To an extent, you've got to remember, though, there are tens of kids, in the classroom, anywhere
Yeah,
between
but
10
you'll
and 30
have-
kids, so you
Yeah,
can't...
but you'll have
Yeah.
a group that can learn one way and a group that can learn the
definitely.
other way.
That's where
And-
I was
and-
going with that, yeah.
And if you kind of group them together, that you can kind of take one group
And do it one
that
way,
does
one
it
group
that
and
way,
do it a little
one
bit.
way,
Yeah.
and take the other group and do it the other.
Yeah, I was about to say, you
That's
can't
what a
do it
teacher's job
that
is.
specifically, but you can do it, like you're saying, it's just teach one group one way and teach the other group another way, but you've got to try and generalise at the same time.
Well,
Being a
that's why you're
teacher is
called a
fucking
teacher, man.
difficult. Yeah, it's
But that's why
difficult,
you're
man.
called a teacher. Don't be a fucking teacher if you don't want to. Look, if you don't want to teach people, don't be a teacher. It's simple. It's like
I'll be right
these
back.
fucking journalists, man. You got me on a rant now. It's like these
Uh-oh.
fucking journalists. Right?
Here we
They don't want
go.
to, they don't want to
Run!
be fucking journalists,
It's gonna
but
get
they want to
triggered.
write shit in the fucking thing, right? They don't want. I
Killing
don't
is
want to
getting
play
triggered,
games.
Mike. We gotta go.
I
No.
don't want to play games, but I'm going to write shit on my fucking blog that's fucking full of shit. Look, I hate games. All you gamers are fucking idiots. These games are shit. And it's like, you're fucking games writer, you fucking prick. What the fuck are you talking about? If you don't like it, get another job. Holy fucking shit. Don't
Well,
make
they
me.
can't
Don't
half
make
the
me.
time, can they?
Yeah.
Like, that's the best job
Well,
they can
don't do
get.
Well, then you get fired.
You think so?
Look, I'm sorry, right, but if you're in McDonald's, right, and you can't make a fucking burger in McDonald's, right, what happens? You get fucking fired. If these cunts can't fucking play a game and review it properly, i.e. the way you're supposed to do it, then what the fuck are they doing in that job?
Most of them can't even journal properly.
They've got...
Isn't it basic code not to, like, go in with a bias?
Exactly.
I mean, I think the only problem is that they call themselves journalists. Everyone should have the right to say what they want, and people should be able to read what they want. The problem is when they say that they're journalists and then don't act like it. Because when you declare yourself a journalist, you're basically claiming that you're holding yourself to standards. And people... And they're not.
No. Well, this is why Ralph so
and then the people that constantly decide to switch around, like, oh, I'm a blogger, but when it comes to getting free junk, they're suddenly a journalist.
That fucking pisses me off as well. It's like, oh, E3 comes around, oh, look, I'm a journalist. And it's like, as soon as they get caught out doing fucking shitty shit, it's like, I'm a blogger, man.
Was it, one of them didn't get invited to E3. I forget which one it was. Was it Polygon or...
Yes, Polygon and Kotaku, as I understand it. There you go.
It was
I
Polygon.
never read Polygon, but I used to read Kotaku in my early Confused days, and now there's still people sharing Kotaku links on Facebook, and I'm like, why? Like, just why?
But that's another problem is there isn't anywhere else to get. Well, there is. There's YouTubers and stuff, but like they're still kind of the go-to place for stuff because they're still getting stuff from publishers and shit, right?
I think
so. What you have to do is make new alternatives and make sure the publishers fucking go to them as well. And I think that should be Gamergate's job.
An interesting dilemma for me, right? Because even if Kotaku was good, or even like the good games journalism sites like TechRaptor or I don't know, GamesNosh, like I don't find myself reading it because I'm not interested in it. I think the reason that I care about what Kotaku and Polygon say is because that's who the mainstream media goes to. Yeah. And when the mainstream media goes there, that's the next step in the process that leads to laws being passed, like the laws in Australia that severely restrict what games people are able to buy. So I don't care about Kotaku because I want to read a better Kotaku. I care about Kotaku because I want the public and people in general to have a better and more accurate impression of games and gamers.
Yep, and plus, they're all on Metacritic or whatever the fuck they call it, right? Which goes direct to the publishers. And like, you can't, these biased fuckers, you can't have biased fuckers like them basically controlling the industry like that because it's just fucked.
Well, I mean, you could sort of put the blame there. I mean, I would rather say publishers should stop using Metacritic than saying Kotaku shouldn't be able to write what they want. Like, because I do believe in free speech, but I don't know. I just wish that Kotaku would stop. I mean, the Law and Order episode is the perfect example of this, right? I don't care because I want Kotaku to be better. I care because I don't want people on the street to think of me as a terrorist because I play video games.
I don't think people really... I think anybody with a rational... That's the thing that I've always thought, though, is I don't think that people with the rational mind look at this shit that the SJWs are saying and think it's actually real. I mean, you've got to be already kind of fucked in the head to think that air conditioners are sexist and, you know, all this other crazy shit that they fucking put out. You know, you already got to be a fucking nutcase just to even think that any of this has any merit. You know...
That's the other thing is when the SUV or what the...
No, that did piss me off, but I'm just saying, I mean, you have to be already fucked up in the head to even follow any of that bullshit that they say, so I mean...
That was
you know the good old phrase.
I thought that...
Suckers born every minute.
Yep.
This is true.
And that whole episode was fucking brilliant. I thought it was really fucking funny.
It was fucking painful. I love this video.
No,
it was extremely painfully hilarious to me.
Dude, I've watched every fucking... I used to marathon watch SVU, and then I saw that, and I'm like, oh my fucking god!
I mean, I would not be worried about it if I wasn't worried that it might lead to a law being passed that restricts my ability to access certain kinds of video games or restricts developers' ability to put certain kinds of content into video games.
I don't
that's
think,
why
I don't think that's realistic.
But
and the other thing is I loved how Kotaku and all that came out saying, "Oh, why are you depicting gamers like this?" And it's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you've been doing this for over 8 months.
Yeah.
You've been basically printing this shit." They took that and made it into a real life scenario thing and put it on fucking TV. And now you're bitching about how they're portraying gamers when it was you that fucking done it in the first place. Holy shit! Like,
wait, I need to ask you something.
It might be more realistic than you think. I mean, if you look at places like California and other places in the States, other SJW ideologies such as safe spaces and restricted speech on university campuses is being turned into law. And there are countries like Australia that are already fascists when it comes to how they restrict games. So it's not as far-fetched as you might think.
To be fair, Australia's always kind of been like that because they've been banning video games from the fucking 90s. Anything that they fucking deem any type of offensive is friggin' banned. Look at all the games banned in Australia. Mortal Kombat and Hitman and all that shit's probably banned, I think. Last time I checked. I mean, they ban fucking everything. You know, movies, TV, fucking games. They've done that for years.
I mean,
my
you're
nickname
right that
for
it's
not a
Australia
big surprise.
is the censored happy country. They're just, instead of trigger happy, they're censor happy.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is...
Mourn Blade, I need to ask you something real quick before you keep going. Alright, tell me if this... I know all the history about with Kotaku and all that, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm just sitting here, and I've been thinking about the real world lately, right? And I've been thinking a lot about just the realistic, thought process of these people. Trying to. It's driving me nuts. But if you're running... Let's say they're running a game site, right? They talk about video games.
Theoretically.
So why the hell would you go and trash your own audience when that's the people that fucking pay you to have the damn articles up? Why would someone even do that?
Perfect moment.
Well, maybe because they thought that we weren't their audience. I mean, maybe they think that their primary audience is SJWs now.
Social justice
I don't give a shit about Fallout 4.
Guys, okay, hang on for a second there. For those that don't know, Johnny hasn't been in Gator yet as long as a good chunk of us have. So
like, why the fuck why would you trash your own audience?
I can tell you. I can exactly tell you why. Okay, I can tell you exactly why.
Is that with the turd in the punch bowl, maybe?
No.
Hang on.
No, it's because they think they're the elites. They think that they are uppity bastards, right? They think they're better than the pleb gamers because we write about games and get free stuff and shit, right? So they think they're higher up and they can tell everyone else what to do, and kind of because they're getting free shit from publishers and shit, right? And they're like they think they're all high and mighty and shit, right? And then when they go to these parties with their mates that are writers for movies or whatever, right? The more successful people in their friends group or whatever, right? They all get laughed at. So it's like, what do you write about? And they're like, oh, I write about fucking art. And the other ones goes, oh, I write about movies and all that. And then the other one's like, oh, I write about games. And everyone goes, right?
Yeah. I have actually
That's a good way to put it, though.
Happen.
So he gets really pissed off and then goes, my fucking audience isn't you pleb gamers. I'm more better than you, Ken. And that's where it comes from. Because they're fucking arseholes.
They've probably gone about it the wrong way then, because if anything, games journalism is taken less seriously now, even in the mainstream, than it was because of what they've done. Yeah. I mean, games were almost sort of starting to be accepted as a mainstream art form, and then they went back and tried to basically kick up all the old stereotypes from the 90s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
One step forward, 2 steps back.
See, because here's the thing, you've got all this bullshit going on, and, for all the bad Call of Duty and things like it have done, and they are terrible, don't get me wrong, the mainstream appeal of those things was getting people to go, well, actually, yeah, that's quite good. Oh, and, we've got this Xbox now, maybe we could play, say, Fallout 3 or something. And they're playing the games that can be considered artistic, but games media would have you believe that because again, for sake of argument, Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas doesn't conform to these progressive values, that it's somehow not art. It's like, guy, fuck off.
Exactly, and that's
art is a subjective thing in the first place. You're not going to force everyone to go, oh yeah, that's art. No, fuck you.
Yeah, and that's what they should have said. Look, at that table that I just said, with all his friends laughing at him when he says he was a games journalist. What he should have done is like, fuck you, there's nothing wrong with games. Have some fucking fun in your life.
Notice that most of these academics that we've been arguing with for the last year are actually a lot dumber than the layman person usually.
No shit.
What bugs me is this, right?
I'm just trying to say something else. Water was wet, just to see if I could get a reaction.
But that's the thing. These are people that are used to sniffing their own farts and thinking it smells like roses. And these are people that assume they're the smartest guy in the room every single time.
Those people off of South Park where they went to San Francisco with the hybrids and shit.
That's literally those fuckers, right? And they used to be the smartest guy in the room, and they're like, "Oh, I could be in Mensa. Super. That's nice. I could be in the fucking 999s or the Prometheus Society. I don't go on about it." And then they go, "What are those things?" Oh, well, those are the fucking high IQ societies that people like you can't get in because you're in the McDonald's of the fucking high IQ societies. Fuck off.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily all of academia though, because
no.
When I went through university,
of course it's not all, but
it's turning into that now. That's the problem. Like
most,
they're all.
Sorry, go ahead.
They're just all hug boxes. I mean, like the whole point in education, like, is to have your views challenged, right? So you grow and learn stuff, right? Now, if you chuck out that aspect of it, right? So you chuck out hearing people's different views and shit because it might offend you. Then what are you learning?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like some people have said that in the social science fields, the idea of peer review has been completely thrown out the window.
Exactly.
People are allowed to say whatever they want, and not only are they allowed to, if you challenge what someone said, that makes you seem hostile and aggressive and inappropriate.
Exactly. So
whereas on the other hand, like a scientist, like my experience talking to scientists is that they're always the first person to sort of hedge their bets because they really don't want to be proven wrong. So they'll start their sentences like, well, this is sort of approaching the edge of my expertise, but and they're always sort of
doubting
preparing themselves for being wrong.
Yep.
Which is I think a good thing.
Well, I think that half the problem is these people are misunderstanding the idea that there are no right answers in science. Now, that being said, if you would say to me, okay, everything falls at 9.2 meters a second, fine, you're slightly out, but let's just ignore the fucking rounding for now. But if you say to a scientist, oh, how fast does something fall? They go, well, currently we think it's 9.2 meters a second. Because that's the most accurate answer you're likely to get. But these people take it to mean, oh, well, if someone says that this is scientifically true, it might not be because you don't have a right answer in science. You can think, no, that's not how that works.
No, it's not how it works. It's as far as we can understand it, and everything.
Precisely.
This, it's probably this, but something might come up.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, when our research gets better, that it might change.
Yeah, this is the best answer we have right now. Doesn't mean your answer might be right. That just means this one's right as far as we know. Prove it wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We believe in the answers because we have evidence.
Once someone drops a pen and it just flies up to space without any other input, then yeah, I guess the theory of gravity is wrong, but that hasn't happened yet.
What bugs me about that, right? When we're talking about scientific, this is the thing, right? We're talking about a scientific theory, like the theory of gravity, right? That doesn't mean that it's still a theoretical. No. That means it's a thing. It's a fucking law of physics, right? Yep. If you're talking about hypothesis, we will discuss whether or not it's wrong. But the theory of gravity is a fucking concrete law of physics. It's called a theory because it's done. There is no more toing, no more throwing. It's there.
It's like I think
we don't know why. That's the thing.
That's how it's done in the scientific community. When you have
weird ones that gravity is one of the weird ones right now that isn't complete, and like we know it's not complete because shit.
Oh yeah, because we've got like nuclear weak forces and shit to take account of, and whether or not anything else can interfere with it. The point, however, is the theory is not a oh well, it might be right, it might be wrong. It's no.
Yeah.
Scientific theory is it's
this
done.
works.
That's it.
It works. It works. We can't exactly say exactly why it works, but it fucking works, so just shut up, basically.
But the other thing is, if you don't
want to do
understand
something
the
about
idea
it,
that
then
scientific theories are set in stone and the hypothesis is what you would challenge, or a theorem at best, then realistically you should not be discussing science ever with anyone that's actually got any idea what they're on about. And that's what bugs me. These people are talking about social sciences and so the hard sciences, and they go, oh yeah, well there's this. Shut up. Shut
exactly.
up.
That's what social science is. It's
I mean, I just want to grab them and snap them in two, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, right, so you're going to disagree with psychologically accepted theories because you've got a slightly different anecdotal answer. Leave, go on a short pier, take a long fucking walk, hold your breath and die.
The question to ask them is, what would it take for you to change your mind? And anyone who can't answer that question doesn't have a good reason for believing what they believe.
See, this is the thing. I mean, at heart, I think I'm a scientist mostly. If someone can prove something to me, that's it. That's fine. My philosophy is, if you can prove something's true, fine. Someone else can prove it false, fine. Whichever one of you has the most proof or the more concrete proof, we'll go with that. Exactly. I don't care what the answer is either way, but I'm not going to disagree with someone if they've got concrete proof something is definitely true. Because what's the point?
Exactly, unless you're a scientist and you want to make up some type of test.
But even then, you test it, and you kind of go, right, okay, I've tested this. This is now not, I can prove that it's not true, and here's why. Is different to kind of going, no, the speed of light is patriarchal because it privileges itself over other speeds.
What does that even mean?
That means feminism is just ridiculous.
Can I do a little analogy here? Feminism in its past, like, she's this one girl you knew in college, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's nice to hang out with, and then, like, years down the line you meet up again, she's just a crack addict.
Yep.
She's crashed and burned, and I don't want this. Like, the main reason I'm speaking out against modern feminism is because I don't want it to be like this. I'm usually not the type of person to say classics were better, but classic feminism was better.
Yeah.
Classic games are better as well. So
the problem is not so much to me, the main problem isn't what modern feminism believes, but how they go about believing it, in the sense that you're not allowed to discuss why they believe these things.
It's because they know
it's dogma. It's not a theory that was arrived at through debate or discussion or analysis. It's dogma. It is because we say it is. And you're not allowed to question.
And on that note, I'm going to cut off YouTube.